Hello, everyone. I suggest we start. So I'd like to say good morning to everyone and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Mojca Razboršek, and I'm part of the INTERCEPT project team at T2. Today, we'll first give a short overview of the project and the key cybersecurity challenges we are addressing, followed by a presentation of the solutions currently being developed within the INTERCEPT ecosystem. So before we begin, a quick note regarding Q&A. Please feel free to submit your questions through the webinar using the chat. We will answer questions after each speaker session, first after Marko's presentation, and then again after Ivan's presentation. And one more thing, everyone who submits a question during the webinar will receive a small gift from us afterwards, so feel free to ask anything. Now it is my pleasure to introduce our first speaker, Marko Doltar. He's head of nodes and thoughts at T2 and a key contributor to the INTERCEPT project focused on cybersecurity operations and development of security solutions. Marko, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mojca, for this presentation. I will start the presentation now and I will shut down my camera. So I hope that everybody can see the presentation. So thank you also to my colleague Ivan Cindric that will take part of the second part of the presentation. So what is INTERCEPT? It's a threat sharing cybersecurity platform. It's included in the Digital Europe program project, and we're building a cross-border threat sharing platform that enables organizations in Slovenia and Croatia to securely exchange cyber threat intelligence in real time. So why? Because the cyber threat landscape is growing. So threats are escalating daily. We are seeing phishing, ransomware, and hybrid IT/OT attacks. Everything is growing frequently and sophisticated across Europe. So the sharing is fragmented. Organizations usually operate in silos. Critical threat intelligence rarely crosses organizational or national borders. The response is slow. Without shared intelligence, response times lag, allowing threats to spread before defense activates. And critical sectors are at risk, such as energy, telecom, and public services face high risk with limited shared defense. So why do we think that cross-border collaboration is essential? Because cyber threats ignore borders. A single attack can cascade across organizations, sectors, and nations within hours. No single entity can defend alone. One attack can have many victims. Trust is the foundation, and real time is non-negotiable. In the project, we're building a connected cyber defense. We have two countries connected, Slovenia and Croatia. This is just at the first cross-border deployment. We have 5 threat stages covered, from detection through anonymization, sharing, and actions. And there are 5 expert partners that are collaborating. I'm representing T2. T2 is critical infrastructure in Slovenia as an internet service provider. Concha Digital is from Croatia. They're also critical infrastructure, more focused in OT. And we have a use case of Pošta Slovenia that is also critical infrastructure in logistics in Slovenia. We are supported by Tico Pro for, let's say, the marketing and dissemination and communication. And everything is supported by our partner CCERT. So this is the National Computer Emergency Response Team. Let's have a quick overview of the project's implementation. It's implemented into 6 work packages. The first work package is the project management and coordination, where T2 is leading it. The second one is the requirements analysis and information system design, where Concha Digital is the leader. In the third one, it's deployment of cybersecurity AI tools and services, where Končar Digital is also the lead. Fourth one is integration of tools and services and infrastructure operation. Fifth one is use case testing and validation, and the sixth one is communication, dissemination, and trainings. The first and the sixth are going live through the whole project, where the second is already closed. We are now closing the third one and taking a lot of action in the fourth one. The fifth one will be opened in the end of the year, so where the products will be available for the testing stage. So what the INTERCEPT sets out to achieve? We're building the threat sharing platform, so we're developing a robust cross-border threat sharing platform for structured, secure intelligence exchange. We're enabling secure sharing via implementing data anonymization, access control, and full traceability for trusted collaboration. We're also strengthening SOC collaboration, so connect security operations center across Slovenia and Croatia for coordinated defense. And with these steps, we are reducing the response time to cut detection in action circles through the automated artificial and machine learning analysis and real-time alerts. The threat intelligence lifecycle is made from detection, analysis, anonymization, and sharing. So INTERCEPT transforms isolated incident response into a coordinated cross-border defense mechanism where every step is automated and traceable, ensuring intelligence reaches the right teams at the right time. What is the technology behind all this? It's MISP integration, a malware information sharing platform. This is open source, it's standardized, and threat data formats are interoperability with existing SOC toolchains. We're using artificial and machine learning analytics, where machine learning models automatically classify, prioritize, and correlate threat indicators, reducing analysts' workload and accelerating detection. We have secure data exchange, where end-to-end encryption, role-based access control, and full audit trails ensure data integrity and compliance throughout the sharing process. And it's also designed to address the threats across IT and OT in critical and other sectors. So where did the idea of INTERCEPT came from? So environments are increasingly complex and data is scattered. It's non-local and often unverified. Idea of critical infrastructure partners contributes thoughts, insight, and shared use cases to improve visibility. Workflows and incident response are different, so we will align on best practice scenarios. Today, building a shared database strengthens knowledge and improves early detection. Collaboration across 2 countries enables us to react before threats reach our region, and shared use cases give a clearer view of risk and help prepare proactively. As a unified team, we are stronger together, supported by AI-enhanced analytics. So, based on these challenges and our approach, the next step is to look at what this means in practice. The concrete solutions developed within INTERCEPT, which will be together presented with Končar and T2. What I will be presenting is the threat sharing platform, incident management system, and brand protect. This is kind of a phishing URL safety tools. All of the tools are supported by AI and machine learning enhanced products evolution. So our products are being systematically upgraded with the AI and machine learning capabilities, ensuring that every tool in the ecosystem uses intelligence components to some extent. This creates a consistent, future-ready foundation across the entire platform. It has an API-driven interoperability. While interoperability remains essential, our core use cases rely on API-based integration. So, to deliver a seamless user experience and frictionless adoption within the organization. This approach ensures smooth data exchange, simplified workflows, and stronger alignment with existing company systems. It's modular architecture with operational value. So the platform is modular by design, supporting daily operational use. Its primary value lies in generating automated reports and intelligence notifications. They are both critical for strategic analysis, threat identification, and predictive insights. All functionalities operate fully within established government and regulatory requirements. Since we are critical infrastructure, we are obligated to be NIS2 compliant, and we are also doing all the ISO certification. So the entire platform is designed around one core principle. Cybersecurity becomes significantly more efficient when indicators of compromise are shared quickly and securely. So, as said, during the project, the platform will be deployed in Slovenia and Croatia. In Slovenia, T2 is quite IT operated with its own SOC center and collects and analyzes IOC activity from both internal systems and custom environments, with an added value of a use case of Pošta Slovenia, as seen on the left side. T2 already had an established SOC center, but during the project, we have implemented additional cybersecurity tools such as security orchestration, automation, and response, as SOAR, honeypots, email security, network detection and response, sandbox environments, and we also implemented next-generation firewalls. Artificial intelligence is integrated into the process to automate the initial detection and correlation of threats. Also, each part of the equipment mentioned before has an AI assistant and is all collected in a T2 AI-powered SOC. So the system brings potential incidents to a stage where a local SOC analyst validates and confirms the incident of compromise. All the collected data is stored locally in an ISO-certified data center infrastructure, ensuring compliance and secure handling of sensitive information. A practical implementation example is Pošta Slovenia, where IOC data is transferred directly into the centralized CM platform operated by T2 SOC Center. In Croatia, Končar Digital has a similar integration model where they have a stronger focus on operational technology. In addition to standard IT telemetry within their company of more than 5,000 employees, Code also ingests logs from SCADA systems. Their primary use case is Končar MIS. CCERT currently operates with its own MIS instance populated with IOC data contributed by Slovenia's critical infrastructure, but through INTERCEPT, these indicators will be transferred and forwarded to the threat sharing platform, making them accessible for organizations outside the critical infrastructure sector as well, and vice versa. So, how does it work? Once an incident of compromise is confirmed by a Tier 1 SOC analyst, and this is a must, it's never confirmed by artificial intelligence, it is uploaded into a local aggregation point, let's say for T2 aggregation point. So the next step is controlled threat sharing. If the IOC is marked as a threat for a designated sharing group, the information is shared to the threat sharing portal. So the threat sharing portal includes an AI-powered anonymization engine that ensures all shared data complies with the European GDPR requirements before publication to the INTERCEPT threat sharing platform above. After the process is completed, verified threat intelligence becomes available to the wider cybersecurity community. The core technology behind the threat sharing platform is MISP, which is open source and enables direct integration with the CM systems. This allows organizations to receive live, locally verified incident of compromise intelligence that has already been confirmed by certain SOC analysis. As a result, organizations gain access to trusted, real-time regional threat sharing intelligence that can be automatically operationalized with their existing security infrastructure. So we're going through the process of creation, something that's detected with local sensors, transformation, so the threat sharing portal copies that event into a new draft, or that do as a pseudonymization. It makes an approval, a publication, so once approved, the threat sharing platform finalizes a transformation and stores it permanently into the local MISP. And the last step is distribution. So the local MISP synchronization routine sends it in all exchange events to the central MISP. So the initial platform architecture is modular, where we can also do a potentially future design visible in the presentation. So the central MISP will be able to integrate additional regional MISPs, each equipped with its own local data feeder. This creates a stronger, more relevant threat intelligence library with a primary focus on events affecting nearby organization rather than incident occurring on the other side of the world. So if we have a use case that a new organization wants to join, so if it wants to publish, it deploys the familiar local MISP plus threat sharing portal, pair, and register to a sender sync user on the original MISP. If it's only wants visibility, it can run a monitor-only local MISP that subscribes to the regional node or simply consume the regional feeder via API. Then we have a second option. Operational EU-wide sharing is enabled, where a regional MISP is configured to push all partner publish events to the central MISP and to pull correlations or sidings that originate in other regions. Because every event has already passed a local approval gate, no additional filtering is required. If future regions appear, a second or third regional MISP, for example, another country's CERT, connects to the same central hub and inherits the same exact data set. All existing partners automatically see the new region's contributions with zero reconfiguration on their behalf. Since all the products are currently in the pilot mode, we yet do not have a landing page for the threat sharing platform, but I hope that I made a presentation that you understand how it will work. So the second tool that we are designing in INTERCEPT is incident management system. So what I'm presenting here is incident workflow and ticket creation process inside the EMS environment. So first interaction is in T2 SOC and CM, where we detect an IOC or an event. CM is integrated with SOAR, Security Orchestration, Automatization and Response, where we had made a predefined playbooks, so the IMS system will be integrated with internal and external systems to enable automatization and data exchange. SOAR enables real-time security monitoring and automated incident response. In the further on, we have integration with internal applications. So API integration allowed the IMS system to interact with critical applications, including the portal for customers and the SLA service level agreement customer business portal. This enhances accessibility. So the customer support portal is integrated via EMS to enable automatization for customer notification, including planned works or an incident that affects a termination point, connection, equipment, or something similar. We also do client notification for external interaction. The system will cover API connector and email connections communications to facilitate exchanges with clients, ensuring efficient incident tracking and resolution. With this strategy, we will ensure that the IMS system operates efficiently across multiple platforms. We will have automated processes, and we will improve security coordination and optimizing overall service management. What is also a key factor is reporting to government institutions. So system will send reports based on incident playbooks that are stored in a local data pool. This is what's key is the local data pool, so none information will go out of our data center to specific institution and in a specific reporting form. All the reports will be updated horizontally and vertically when the ticket is updated, so in the background. What's also a must is audit trail, where we are defining user roles, segmenting visibility, and automating access permissions with notification, of course, for expiring access. What we're trying to achieve is also improved reporting and statistics with customizable filters for statistics and reporting, including automated data exports to streamline compliance and analytics. For this product, I already have a, let's say, pilot, so you will have more visibility than the threat sharing platform, but maybe just to address the incidents. Did you know that only in Slovenia, CCERT detected a 35% increase of cybersecurity incidents in 2025? So with phishing attacks showing in the highest growing rate. This represents a significant escalation compared to previous years, where the annual growth was around 4 to 7%. Internally, we have observed a similar trend. So since we did the beginning of our ISO certification process in 2019, we have recorded an increase of approximately 60% in total security-related events, including internal operational incidents. So, and to cover all of this and the government requirements, we have to do reporting forward. We have to do a forward reporting, and it has to be in a certain time slot. So it is taking us up to 7 minutes to process a single report for, let's say, ACOS. This is Agency for Communication, Networks and Service. So the key challenge is not only detecting these events, but also documenting, managing, and reporting them. With incident volumes increasing at this pace, the operational workload becomes substantial, especially because proper documentation and reporting are mandatory under current government and regularity requirements. So a complete and reliable audit trail is essential. This includes enhanced audit trail capability, clearly defined user roles, segmented visibility, and automated access permission workflows within notifications for expiring rights. Accurate reporting and analytics are equally critical, so improve filtering, graphics, statistics, and automated data exports streamline compliance, support decision-making, and reduce manual workload. What is also a must is to have a good track of all of the events that were processed and adding them a unique ID for correlation. Of course, everybody knows that everything becomes a ticket, especially auditors who need a clear evidence that all activities within an organization are being tracked, documented, and managed properly, including the measures taken to reduce operational and cybersecurity risks. To address this challenge, we are developing this AI-supported IMS system where it's designed to reduce the operational workload of an analyst by up to 40%. So the system, as said before, is built around a local data pool. This is in our data center, and it's containing internal procedures and policies, regulatory requirements, government compliance frameworks such as ACOS. In Slovenia, we have NOKI. This is the national, let's say, design how to report cybersecurity incidents, and we have to follow them to be compliant with the Network Infrastructure Security and also Cybersecurity Resilience Act. So, as shown in the red square, when analysis, let's say here is a case that we have it's in Slovenian, I'm sorry, but we have detected a DDoS attack on an IP address from a client. We have made a black hole, so currently we have 1.6 terabyte of traffic, where after the black hole activation, some traffic still comes through. So this is when the analysis enters some basic information into the system, and the AI agent marked as a brain up automatically assists with ticket categorization, classification of incidents, and contextual recommendations based on internal policies and compliance requirements that are stored in the local data pool. The local data pool doesn't have access to any other libraries. So in the next phase, the AI performs language and quality validation by correlating spelling and grammar, improving readability, and shaping the content into a more professional and understandable format. It's reducing the likelihood of errors in data entry fields and improving statistics. So once validated, so this is the lower square, the platform can automatically translate tickets into multiple languages. So currently supported languages include German, Croatian, and English. So in the background, the platform integrates with external systems through API connectors, including government reporting platforms such as URSIV, this is Slovenian Office for Information Security, and other ticketing environments. That means that when an analyst creates a single incident ticket, the platform can automatically generate government reporting forms, compliance documentation, and external reporting workflows. And all that from a single data entry process, reducing the time. So when the AI made a verdict about the classification, all we have to do here is select add values, because all of these fields are mandatory. Here we already have checked the government requirements for notifications, as you can see the no key categorization and no key reporting. This is mandatory for NIS2. So these enhancements aim to streamline operation, minimize manual intervention, and optimize overall system efficiency while reducing the risk of human error. So here is when we do this ticket, so it's time to do the announcement for our, let's say, service level agreement, web announcement, or just to send the announcement on to regular customers via email. We enter the initial info text above and in the window, and AI will immediately start to make a suggestion. We also have this extra possibility of notifying the customers, so such as web, as mentioned before. So we enter the initial info text into a window, and the AI will do a suggestion. So AI made a suggestion from our text. So here it's what is there are some problems with the connectivity. Then there is some kind of a description of the problem. So there was reporting a problem with the connection that has appeared for a technical issue on a server. So the AI made a suggestion based on an analytics input. So this, after we click forward, we get a response. Let's say this is a finished ticket that's sent via email or API. So the interface also displays key operational information, including, let's say, start and end times, incident details, categorization data, and additional contextual information relevant for analysts and compliance reporting. Any other language can be implemented. Currently, here we have English, we have German, and we have Croatian. I may also say that the system is designed to be multi-tenant, providing API connectors for, let's say, other ticketing systems such as Jira and etc. The third product that we are, or as we are saying, another valuable component to the platform is the brand protect or anti-phishing solution. So today everybody is familiar with the daily phishing emails, but however, modern phishing attacks are no longer limited to obvious scams like the classic Nigerian prince scenario. Attackers have become significantly more sophisticated. So when threat actors obtain internal information through social engineering, leaked data, or publicly available sources, phishing attempts can become highly personalized and extremely difficult to recognize. This is where the role of a SOC analyst becomes critical. By combining threat intelligence, IOC correlation, behavioral analysis, and human verification, the platform helps identify suspicious communication patterns and detect phishing attempts before they escalate into a larger security incident. The Brand Protect platform is designed to detect and respond to, let's say, phishing campaigns, domain impersonation, fraudulent communication, and abuse of organizational identity across the digital channel. So, how is it done? When a suspicious email is identified, a SOC analysis typically performs several verification steps to confirm whether the message is malicious. This includes analyzing the email header, validating the sender infrastructure, inspecting embedded links, and opening suspicious URLs inside an isolated sandbox environment to safely confirm phishing activity. In many organizations, this type of analysis remains only locally processed and internally documented. And what is key, it's not shared to other users. So as an ISP, we can do additional protection mechanisms such as DNS filtering to proactively prevent customers from accessing no malicious domains and phishing infrastructure. This is significantly improving overall user safety. So here on the presentation, we have a smishing message where there was a phishing landing page. Actually, this case happened a few days ago. So what's written in the smishing? It can be understood that Slovenian traffic police sent me an SMS where they saw that I made a traffic violation. It was recorded through a video surveillance system. It's also mentioning that I should pay the fine till midnight of the 16th of May. And later on, it has some text about the payment delay and that it's synchronized with the national database. So it's recommending us to go to gov6.sbs/si to do the payment. So when we reach it, it has a really good landing page where I will enter my registration number or anything else. So this is lower, you can see the LJAB123. This is the registration number, registration plate of my car. If we enter anything else there, we will of course get next this screen where we can do have to pay the fine with just entering our credit card information. Of course, immediate payment is possible. So on the behalf that we have this domain government.si as a protected URL, we already have its template. So these domains then serve as safe templates against which potentially malicious or lookalike phishing domains are compared. When we do the template, the platform collects and analyzes multiple intelligence attributes, including domain registration date, SSL/TLS certificate information, DNS records, hosting infrastructure, domain reputation, similarity analysis. This is also the visible. I will be showing this later, and other technical indicators commonly associated with phishing activity. The test window that I marked down is a window where we enter the URL. So in our case, the gov6.sbs/si that was in the smishing message, to do the comparing to the protected brands. So this the protected brand, the template, also does scanning regularly to update its data. What I also wanted to mention is that currently we're still in the demonstration and pilot, and we are still want to find the best scoring settings. What I wanted to show here is that the evaluation is constructed from more than 40 distinct information patterns, each of which can be individually configured through a dedicated weight distribution, so allowing the system to be fine-tuned how strongly each pattern influences the final outcome, enabling highly precise and context-aware testing. As a result, the platform supports multiple scoring configurations for different types of users. Whether the target group is technical, non-technical, administrative, or external, each profile can be tailored to reflect their behavior, risk exposure, and operational environment, ensuring more accurate, realistic, and meaningful test results. So, after we did this test, we got a report. The report is actually made of 3 components: phishing score, you can see it on the lower left, trust score, and visual similarity. So phishing score is a dynamic analysis, trust score is a static analysis, and the visual similarity is just a help for an analyst to determine. The platform is additionally connected to external reputation services, as seen in the square, such as Google Safe Browsing, Cloudflare, we also have some fish tank, and etc. So this is meant as an enrichment of the data. So the test performs a comparison against publicly available intelligence libraries. We call this static analysis. It is including sources such as WHOIS, DNS record, certificate information, and other open datasets. Through this static analysis, the system calculates an initial trust score based on objective, verifiable attributes of the domain or URL. So static analysis immediately reflects these verdicts, allowing the system to flag the link with high confidence even before deeper analysis is performed. So the analyzed domain that we did in the test received a very low trust score. You can also see how the trust score is calculated, where I did show all the details. So the verdict for phishing is blocked. This is the artificial intelligence is also helping us to do the verdict. So the scoring model ranges from 0 to 100, where a lower trust scores indicates a high risk or an untrusted domain. A score near 0 therefore signals that the domain lacks credibility based on static indicators and external intelligence sources. So the next step is to do a dynamic analysis, where the system generates a dedicated phishing score. In this step, the platform actively crawls the web page behind the submitted URL and evaluates a wide range of behavioral and visual indicators. During the crawl, the system identifies specific patterns such as URL similarity, comparing the structure to known legitimate domains, content similarity, analyzing text, layout, and page structure, brand impersonation, identifying attempts to mimic known brands, and logo recognition, so detecting reused or manipulated brand assets. These elements are then compared against our template, ensuring that the verdict reflects both behavioral signals and brand-specific content. What is also here in the red square is the AI agent Quen. I also opened that not showing only matched phishing results. I've showed all of them. So the AI Quen show us that this is phishing for sure, because it got a 65 from 65 verdict. So this is just one of the matches from the report. You can see where the shown only matched to see how deep this whole analysis is. And on the third step is dynamic analysis that's focused on visual similarity. So on the left side, you can see the checked path, and on the right side, you can see the protected path. In the protected path, you can see that it also has a certificate. So this enables analysts to quickly compare the suspicious web page with the legitimate brand. The system captures a visual layout, color schemes, logos, typography, and overall page structure, generating a side-by-side comparison that highlights potential impersonation attempts. So this visual layer makes it significantly easier for an analyst to validate the phishing verdict in real time, especially when sub-brand copying techniques are used. So this is the result where a SOC analyze has to confirm that domain is a phishing IOC. So then the indicator can be forwarded to our local aggregation point MISP, where it becomes immediately visible within the TSP threat sharing platform environment. In parallel, we provide response policy zones which distribute DNS level security policies in real time. This enables customers to additionally receive the malicious domain information and enforce protective actions such as DNS filtering without requiring manual intervention. So we have marked this phase as phishing. Our next steps are also possible, so you can see down. Report to hosting provider, so we don't have to use a mail. Report to Google Safe Browsing or send to MISP. Maybe I should also mention that last year we didn't have this platform, but it was a broader discussion with the URSIU, Slovenia, regarding the internet neutrality. Our strategy remains clear. We are protecting users and it takes priority. So in this context, we implemented DNS filtering for a financial institution that has suffered more than 1 million euros in damage due to phishing. Our first filtering action took place already in the summer, but however, the organization officially became aware of the phishing campaign only in October, so that's quite a lot time in between. So when we received the formal decision instructing us to block the malicious domains, so this means that we efficiently enforce proactive measures almost half a year in advance, significantly reducing exposure and demonstrating the value of proactive threat blocking capabilities. So you can also connect with us. This is the end of my presentation. So you can connect with us, explore, learn, and stay informed of our platforms. This is possible if you scan the QR code, and we'll be happy also if there are any questions about this topic. Thank you.
Thank you, Marko. I think it's time we check the questions. Let's say, I will just read them for you and you can answer. Daria Oswald asked, could you elaborate on whether the INTERCEPT SOT solution is envisioned to become part of future federated SOT networks and whether alignment with upcoming EU cyber solidarity mechanism is also being considered?
Of course. Since the project now is closed for 3 years, we cannot extend this for future SOCs, but it is our vision that this project lives on. So, and to keep a broader use of it, so implementing newer SOC, and every SOC has its own approach. We're learning from each other. So I would say that's a yes.
Okay, thank you. I also have a couple of questions for you. INTERCEPT aims to create a more integrated and interoperable cybersecurity ecosystem. What practical benefits can organizations expect from this kind of connected approach? What, in your opinion?
What we have seen currently that's happening is that everybody wants to have best case scenario. So with this kind of connections, we will strengthen all the SOCs. We will have our workflows will be similar, and we can learn from each other. And what's also basic here, that it's this is regional. So we want our region to be safe. So we can see that maybe Končar can see that there are some activities happening in T2, and they can already block those DNSs, or they can see that some phishing, okay, let's say phishing or DDoS attacks are coming. So they can already make black holes for that, so that not just the analysts, but the whole engineering team can sleep, because these incidents usually happen in weekends or hours that are not, let's say, 8 to 5.
Okay, thank you. Dalibor is asking, are the conformant phishing domains also blocked on T2 resolvers?
Yes.
So, okay, I have the last question by me. You mentioned the growing complexity and fragmentation of cybersecurity environments. From your experience, what is currently the biggest challenge organizations face when trying to manage cybersecurity efficiently?
I think that awareness is the main thing. Organizations are waiting to be attacked. Just yesterday, I had a call from my colleague, and he said, "Oh, we were attacked. We probably had an info stealer. Our HR lost the data. What can we do?" You know, of course, it's not an 1 hour or 1 day or even 1 week step to do all the measures. So, what I think that this awareness and not waiting for you to be a target is the first thing that you have to be aware. So what you have to do is that you make a gap analysis of your company. With the gap analysis, what you do, you keep track of all of your, let's say, systems. You know how many computers you have in the company. You know how many servers you have. Then you know how many systems you have. With this data, then you can put something like a endpoint protection on the computer. So where you can see that how this computer is it connecting to any suspicious sites, its activity, let's say in the evening. Then you can also do with this kind of system, you can do isolation of these computers. You can see that somebody has trying to access it with some strange credentials, and also for the visibility of the servers. You always do this system log where you check which people are trying to connect. You know, if somebody's trying to connect with admin and root, you know, this is high risk. What also companies have to do is to do a segmentation, not only the network, but access also. So if you have a network, can anybody in the company access to the servers? I don't know, or maybe to the CEO. Maybe then to implement the .1x, that every computer doesn't get an IP address in the firm. Doing this, then you have access also, let's say, to a system. Joint accounts are not, let's say, by ISO certification, you cannot use them. Each person has to have an account, and it has to have a rollbacks access to where it can access, and also you have to write down why they can access. Only with these measures can you try to, you only think you are safe. So these are, I think, the basic measures of hygiene in each company. And people are mostly not aware that even if we have really good systems, we have a next generation firewall, we have all of these systems, there's always that one person that will fail on a phishing link. So you should never pinpoint on that person that he's the guilty one. You should do, let's say, phishing tests. You should do trainings of people and tell them it's not their fault if they press something like that it is just needed that they send this information, that they maybe made a mistake, to a person that is, let's say, a SOC analyst or a manager, so that we can act immediately and try to isolate the computer and to lower the possible damage. It was a bit longer what I tried to explain, but I couldn't do it in a shorter way.
Thank you, Marko, very much. Now for the last thing is Gordana Kalan. It's not a question, but I'd like to just point it out. Fast change of cybersecurity threats, AI assistant detecting those changes in real time would make huge improvements. Thank you for this project. So are there any thoughts from you on this matter, or it's...
I think that every system needs to have an AI now, because what the KPIs in the project are, as I mentioned, the 40%, let's say, overall help to an analyst to enter the ticket. So they have more time to work. So the AI component is, the generative AI is growing really fast. I think that in a couple of years, it's maybe scary, but what will happen if you just check what happened in a couple of years. So we have to be aware of it. We have to use it. It has to be something normal to people, but only the one thought that I have on AI is, and this was also on TEDx, that people are using it as a prosthesis too much, and they're leaning on this prosthesis too much till they then forget how to walk. So it's meant that AI is good in a way if you enter something and it helps you to finish it, rather than do the whole project and thinking for yourself. It was also mentioned the calculator. I'm comparing it to the calculator now, because when the calculator was announced, the professors were against it. And people started to use the calculator, and now you can see on all social media this simple test where people do not know how to do some simple calculations, or does it which function has a priority. So we have to be careful. We have to use it, but we have to use it carefully. And this also can be done with training people in the company on proper ways to use it, and not to maybe even send a contract into the AI where all the data then becomes visible to all of the world.
Thank you, Marko. Thank you for the excellent presentation and for sharing your insights and practical experience from the cybersecurity field. Thank you, guys, for the great questions and active participation.